Hello, my name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today we're gonna take a look into this Indian OS operating system which is based in Linux. And of course this is gonna be a little bit like a interesting because this is one of the like a popular Indian OS Linux. And of course this is what they call the Bharat Operating System software. So let's take a look into this and I hope it will be awesome. So right now I am here at the installer. We could like install this, but I want to just look into this first before we install this in our computer. So let's try to click right here in the live. So it will take a little while. So let me check this display settings first. I want to make it like the same with my display because I'm using the virtual box right now. So let's skip this configuration. Alright, so we are now here in our operating system solution. So this is the Cinnamon desktop, and of course it is right here, the logo. So let's try to look into this about. Yes, this is the Cinnamon menu. Let's try to look into this configuration. So let's try to look into the website first before we proceed to anything. I think they don't have any welcome page. Let me see if they have some welcome page. No, they don't have any welcome page. So let's go to the internet and let's try to look into the website first. Okay, the website is Boss. Let's just look into this Boss Linux. So we are now in their website, that is bosslinux.in. That is for the country India. The Boss Linux is a Bharat Operating System Solution, commonly known and referred to Boss Linux. It is a group of several operating system software developers who were like developing this operating system from the use of free and open source in India. And of course this Boss GNU Linux is a key delivery of the NRCFOSS in India and the whole world that enhance the desktop environment integrity in Indian language support and other software. So this version 10 is a little bit like it features the interface, a friendly interface like Windows 11 and open source theme. Of course, the Boss research from the desktop includes the integrity search facility, which can be used to launch application switching from Windows. It is fast and easy to navigate. All-in-one control panel. Well, if Windows kills their control panel, the Boss Linux India has maintained its all-in-one control panel. Video experience is awesome because they're using and utilizing the VLC and all those stuff. At the same time, simple scan to scan your documents. Very easy actually. If you are using the scanner or printer, well, the advantage right here in Linux that is just plug it in and your driver and scanner will be like compatible. Even your printer, there will be no problems, except if you are using Windows. If you're using Windows, you need to install the driver or the application so that it will work. Why? Our printers is actually using the Linux and Unix operating system. That is why even like at school in our department, I just plug and play. I just plug the USB Linux laptop or to my Mac Unix laptop and it works perfect. But when I use Windows, you better be ready to install the driver, because you have to download first before you print it out. Let's go to the main page. I want to see the education. Let's read more about this. It's a little bit like, I think this is also a synonym. The EdBoss Linux is a flexible, powerful, free software and operating system for kids and educators and education community. With EdBoss, it brings the easy entry point and sensible design decision. It will be really understanding on those, like the technology educators challenge to preempting the implementation of something new, like the software, the Gcomprise. I use Gcomprise from my kids at school to teach them. They have different types of category, different types of file, and it's basically from science, discovery science, discovery computers, games, reading, practice reading, and all those stuff there are in that particular educational software suite, which is the Gcomprise. And of course, we also have the Tox Paint. It is a general purpose drawing tool for kids. And Photo Wall, the creative tool to allow you to lay out your photos and pictures in personal ways. And of course, we also have the CalZoom. The CalZoom is actually for the periodic table of elements and chemical references and chemical equation solver and 3D molecular viewer. The GeoBra, which is the geometric program, you can do construction of points, vectors, segments, and so on, change them into a dynamically outwards. So it is basically one of the best tools. And of course, the GBrainy, a platform to train your memory and algorithms and logic capacity with any sort of different educational exercise of different difficulties levels too. So they also use the LibreOffice Office suite, which is replaceable with your Microsoft Office. So you could download this educational for server. Let me see if they have the server. Yes, so they have the Boss server as advanced as you all know, that is supported with AMD and Intel with a architectural of x86 and 64. It is bundled with web server, proxy server, data based server, mail server like the mail client server, and of course you have the network server and all those stuff. Even the Wireshark is pre-installed. The Wireshark is actually a network protocol analyzer. So if you have something like a little bit like you want to be a forensic investigator for your server and you are wondering what kind of IP address are there tracking on you or spying on you, you can use Wireshark to listen and see which is the address. Even the DNS, well, file sharing, all those stuff like the webmin, the web admin, the PHP, and of course all those stuff. That is all for free. That is why, if you are wondering why some of the website is very safe, well, thanks for the Linux for the servers. 99% of the servers all over the world, they are using actually Linux. Even like Microsoft, they're using Linux actually for their servers. That is what you call the Azure. Even the Facebook is using the Linux server. At the same time, the Amazon, which is the Amazon Prime or Amazon server, something like that, they're using actually Linux servers. And of course, if you want to be like paying for a lot of things, of course you have the option to go to a paid version of server, which is Windows. And of course they also have the enterprise, so you don't have any problems with this one. So let's try to proceed to the desktop user interface. Well, it's just like our Windows or Mac, but in Mac it is just centered into this just like right now what happened to Windows, they also copied Unix, Mac, and elementary OS of Linux. And I think they also copied the big Linux Arch, that is Arch base. So let me see. So this is the start menu. As you can see, there is a name menu on the left side, lower left side, and you have the quick launch, only the two quick launch right here, the terminal and the explorer file. I don't know if you could like, yes, we could like move it, like I click this one, yes, there it is. It is movable up there. Yeah, let me see, up there. Yes, how about let's try to move this on the other side, like this one. Yeah, you can rotate anywhere. Cool, right? So that is their panel. It is movable. Of course, you can edit mode on, off. Okay. Panel settings. Okay. Large, small. I'm just gonna stay into 40. Okay, let's close that one. And of course, in their panel, they have the notification area on the right side, lower right side. But of course, if you want to move this or somewhere the panel, you can do it that too. The desktop is so clean, there is no shortcut icons right here, so it's basically okay. Change the background. Okay, let's change the background. We have a lot right here, probably. So okay, so each folder right here or each pictures resemble to a background. So this is based on Debian 12. It is very stable, and it is using the Cinnamon desktop environment. Oh wow, there's a lot of files right here. You could change whatever you want. There's no stopping you. Let me see. Okay, let's just use this one. Let's go back to the original. Okay, let's close. Okay, let me see. Wallpaper, you have a lot of wallpaper there, so there's no problem with that one. Let's go to the application. Let's try to look into the application. Well, they have how many application? So let's go by the category. We have the accessories right here. So calculator, characters, dist, files, G, edit, screenshot, Vim, virtual keyboards. Yes. How about the graphics? You have the scanner, the viewer, and the library draw. For the internet, we have the Chromium web browser and the Firefox web browser, plus the remote desktop, which is the Redmi. The office category, we have all the LibreOffice suite, from the base, calc for the spreadsheet analyzing, drawing for the drawing, editing charts, flow charts, and so on. You also have the Libre Impress, which is the PowerPoint presentation slideshow, the math also for the specific scientific formulas and equations. You also have the LibreOffice Start Center for all those stuff. Even you have like you're confused, just go to the Start Center of the LibreOffice. You could help by what to open, like the ODF or the open document file, or the PDF, the portable document file. Of course, the LibreOffice Writer, which is basically a word processor. You also have the sound and video category. You have the cheese for the webcam, don't worry about this one, because it will be like, if you're wondering what kind of application is that, there is always the information down there in the second line below from the name. So VLC, read, watch, capture, broadcast your multimedia streams, all of those stuff. Your administration, of course, your GDB package, which is the installer software for the deb files, and gparted for your partition, deleting, reorganizing, and create your partition, and of course copy and paste if you wanted to. In Windows, you have to like use the free version, but after a while it will take, like after 5 days they will charge you. But right here in Linux, you're absolutely for free. There's nothing to pay. Log in. There's just a login app. Parent control. Yes, we have the parent control. If you want to control your kids, like if you are basically controlling the usage of their kids from accessing the web. Power stat, of course, observing the power management. Printers. We also have the Synaptic Package Manager for your application to install, remove, and upgrade software packages. We also have the system monitor for the processor and monitoring the system state. We also have the benchmarking right here. And of course, the terminal is also here, that is using the command line. You also have the user group, add and remove user in a group. And of course, for your settings right here on your preference. So change background, color, time and date, dislets, or your application. Your display for your desktop icons, your desktop resolution display, your effects for your cinnamon visual effects, extension, and all those stuff. I could not mention everything because it will take a lot of time. So how about the software? Let's go to download some software. I hope I could, like, yeah, there it is. What is this? So I think I'm not secure to install some application because it is a live version. You need to install it so that it will work fine. So anyway, conclusion on this particular operating system. Well, it is basically easy to use. It is basically like Windows, and it is much easier to use this one compared to Windows. But of course, you have to think that this is not Windows. This is not Windows application. It is just like if you're using Mac, you have different application in Mac compared to Windows. The learning curve, of course, the learning curve is easy. It is friendly to user, to new user. And the Windows-like, Mac-like, it is much as Windows-like. In my remarks on this particular operating system, well, give it a try. It will be worth it. Like if you're having some problems, like if you're constantly hacked by some hackers, well, for me, try to use Linux. It is much safer compared to Windows. Mac, it has been like okay. Sometimes Mac has a tendency like someone is snooping around, especially if they wanted to know the email address. Well, that's the problem with Mac. It will connect to your account, which is your Mac ID. So that is the problem. In Windows, it is very easy to penetrate especially if you're using the cracked version. But if you don't have the cracked version, you're also vulnerable with the updates. Yeah, just like what happened to the CrowdStrike incident. Well, that is an update of the virus scanner or the antivirus, and then suddenly they have problems. I hope they could like address that one. If you want to have a little bit safer, the same laptop, the same computer, just install Windows and Linux as dual boot. Or if you asked for the technician like the IT, the technician in the computer, just install Linux in the other driver and the other drive, which is your storage. We are not using the drive anymore because we are using the SSD, the NVNV, which is not a drive anymore. It is most of the it is already a microchip. So I think that's about it for our OS operating system. Today's episode is all about BOSS, the Bharat Operating System Solution, BOSS Linux India. That's a good review, actually. I really like it. So that's it for my review and testing of this BOSS Linux operating system from India. Bravo. And of course, catch another episode of OS next time. Operating System. I'm Blair, your science, computer, and mathematics teacher. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode. And remember that science means knowing. That is why science is cool. Ciao. Let's try to shut down this one. Click on the menu and go to the power button right here, and then quit to shut down the computer and click shutdown. There you have it. It's so easy. Who say Linux is hard? It is easy. Time to charge my GoPro battery. Picking. There you have it. I'm charging my GoPro battery, extra battery. No, that is the original. Yes? Yeah.